Welcome to Dilettante Ball. I'm Johnny.
I'm Spencer.
Here on Dilettante Ball, we go on Wikipedia.
We learn about the states.
And we talk about them.
Yeah, we do.
One by one until we're done, and then we'll read Goosebumps just for fun. Will we? I don't know. But I want to.
I really hope we don't.
I really want to.
Oh, man.
We will.
Find out in January.
Yeah, you will. Unless we're dead.
Yep. And that's the spookiest goose of all. It's the bumpiest goose of all. The goosiest bump of Fear Street.
Have I talked about how I started, speaking of spookiness, how I started watching The X-Files? I don't feel like I have, which is pretty crazy.
I have heard that you really like them.
It's fucking awesome. Holy shit.
Do you believe?
I want to believe. It's so good.
Are you more of a Mulder or a Scully?
Scully, for sure.
I don't know. Is that even okay?
It's so funny because
Are
whenever...
you more of a wolf man or a tentacle beast?
I'm a fluke man.
A fluke man?
Yeah, I'm a fluke man.
Sure. That's an orca whale?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so funny because every time something crazy is about to happen...
Yeah.
One of them will be like, you go check this out, I'll go check this out. Sure. And Mulder is always the one who sees the spooky shit. And then Scully walks in as soon as it's done.
Right.
And Mulder's like, there were bees that were controlling this 8-year-old's mind.
Is that real?
And no.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not that far yet, but
right.
Probably. And then Scully's like,
no,
Mulder,
it's explained by the swamp gas refracting off the lead of,
100%. And she always is like, Mulder, do you mean to suggest that bees are controlling this girl's mind?
But they were just, and if you would have seen, hamburgers.
It's the coolest thing. And I'm only like halfway through season 2.
Sure.
So I don't.
Of like 7, 6?
Something like that.
Okay.
8, 9, 10,
sure.
11, 12, 13. So I don't know for sure, but the way I'm watching it is like either you're seeing the events as they're actually happening, or you're seeing everything from Mulder's perspective.
I like that. So you really don't know. You still, at this point, don't know until Scully confirms. Mm-hmm. That's cool. I like that. What's that called? Like a something narrator, like
unreliable
narrator. I like that as a storytelling technique.
But again, I don't know if that's what it is, because a lot of times you see Scully without Mulder there. Sure. But it still could be, the perspective could change, when because there are some episodes where there's kind of like a final narration summing stuff up.
Okay.
And sometimes it's Scully, mostly it's Scully, but sometimes it's Mulder.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And they'll say something like, that was the last we saw of the Yeti.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, wait a minute. Did you see that then?
Well, Scully's always like, the results are inconclusive, but as it stands, the case remains open.
Okay.
And yeah, it's
all right.
It's so fucking good.
I'll check it out.
Watch the X-Files, everyone. It's so fucking good. I can't
stress enough.
No, I really can't. I really truly can't. It is so good.
Cool. Awesome.
Last week we had Oregon. What do you think this week we got? I'm gonna say Oklahoma.
I'll say Washington. Maybe we're going up the coast.
Nope and nope. Kansas.
Oh, so do you think Oklahoma's just part of Texas and they like carved it off later? Because why would they skip over? It has to be, right?
Kansas. Before that, it was Kansas Territory. January 29th, 1861. About 2-3 years after Oregon.
So January 1861.
Yeah.
So we're 5 months away from the Civil War.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So the next state will probably be during the Civil War?
I don't know.
Did we get any states during the Civil War?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Or did they?
They?
The South.
No, I know what you're saying.
That'd be crazy.
They got reinforcements. Like yeah, right.
Hey,
wait, Nevada.
That's nuts. That's exciting. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
God, I'm so excited for the Civil War. Are dudes that do Civil War reenactments? They're crazy. First of all, without a doubt. Right. Anyone that does any reenactment is like a loon. But if you reenact for the South, you're a racist, right? Or do they trade off? Does nobody want to do the South, but they're like, sorry, Dan, it's your week,
right?
Or is it like,
it's every week for them?
Or yeah,
right,
or you switch back and forth, or is it like,
I don't know.
This ain't a reenactment. This is real. Right, we'll win this time.
I'm keel hauling this. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
If you are a Civil War reenactor or a racist, let us know. Tweet us at Dilettante Ball, DilettanteBall, hashtag
The South will rise again.
Ugh. Yep. That's what it is, I guess.
Can't wait to check that hashtag and find out all your fun answers.
Hashtag The South will rise again.
Yeah.
Tweet us at Dilettante Ball, because we just want to be associated with that.
I'm sure there's a bunch of funny answers
hashtag
there.
Third Reich. Hashtag yeah.
Jim Jones Massacre. Is that his name?
I don't
Jim
know
Jones?
what that is.
Jonestown.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It might not have been Jim Jones. I don't know if that might have been his name.
It feels silly that it's Jim Jones, but it probably is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Hashtag Jonestown Massacre. Like, for sure.
Hashtag Helter Skelter. Hashtag Et tu Brute.
We got their seal.
Hashtag Sic Semper Tyrannis.
Hashtag Darth Tyrannus. I always said Tyrannus.
I don't know. Who did he murder?
Darth Tyrannus?
Yeah. No spoilers, please.
He murdered lots of people.
Oh, not too much. I don't want to know anymore.
Okay. He was a Jedi once.
Whoa. I don't know. I'm not 100%. Oh, you're talking about Dooku?
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever.
So their flag, very detailed for a flag. Like, this would cost a lot at Kinko's.
Right. And by detailed, you mean like there's
lots of
subtle variation, gradations of color.
Yeah. Lots of colors. This is
very beautiful.
This is, if you were selecting the colors on your computer, this is not 256.
No, this is
1600. Is that what it is? 3200.
Jumps from 256 to 6.
I feel like that's what it was. When you could select your.
No, I don't. I really don't know.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
On your monitor.
Yeah.
I barely know what you're talking about. It's beautiful though.
You got Purple Mountain's Majesty above Buffalo and horses. More Conestogas, plowing.
Little farmhouse.
Steamboat. It says Kansas. You got a sunflower up top. All right.
It says ad astra per aspera. The stars in the sky, something like that. Astra's stars.
Stars for breathing.
Aspera. Yeah, sure. Stars for snakes.
Their seal. Oh my God.
Wow.
Their seal is like beautiful.
Yeah.
For real.
Kansas is doing it.
Holy shit. Like they hired an artist to do this. This
Right.
was not every other state
Like 2
so far
years ago.
has been an intern who was doing it. This is
Just
like
throwing some clip art together.
And this one's cool. The other one it's like it's a rising sun. This one it's like it's setting.
Oh yeah.
The colors
yeah,
are it's
right.
warmer. And it's like fall. The grass is a little brown.
Sure, yeah.
There's smoke coming out of the chimney, so it's a little cooler.
Right.
This is lovely.
What a beautiful. I love Kansas.
Nicknamed the Sunflower State, official. Also the Wheat State, unofficial, I guess.
Okay.
Ad astra per aspera, which is Latin for to the stars through difficulties.
Wow. Okay.
It's pretty cool.
Dust Bowl style.
I did not learn about the Dust Bowl in school until so late. It's crazy that just never came up.
I feel like I didn't learn about it until English class in 12th grade because we were reading The Grapes of Wrath.
Exactly. Me too. It's like
why didn't I learn this in history class?
This is the craziest thing that ever. The whole country was a desert, and there were literal sandstorms across the entire country.
It's so weird because you have first of all, you have the 20s, which I've been watching Boardwalk Empire, and every time I watch it, I'm like, fuck, I wish I was like a rich guy in the 1920s. Everyone's doing cocaine and having parties, and it's awesome. And then the Dust Bowl happens in the 30s. You have the stock market crash in the 30s. Like, holy shit, like what a fall from grace.
That's what you fucking get.
It feels crazy. Yeah. So like what a crazy, the 30s.
Imagine being like well off in your 30s and the 20s.
Right.
Then your life is just fucked.
Forever. You're just
done.
The timing. Is that the generation that's called the silent generation?
What
a solemn.
I thought it was the greatest generation.
No, the greatest generation are the ones who fought in World War II.
Wouldn't it?
The silent generation, I believe.
So they're a little older.
The silent generation is the ones who grew up in World War I. They're the ones who grew up during the Dust Bowl and the collapse, stock market collapse. Like how interesting that the silent generation. Which may also be a nod to, motion pictures as well, like a double meaning,
Sure.
But,
I blame the Dust Bowl on baby boomers. They wanted more and more from the land.
Yeah.
They tilled it.
20 years.
Tilled it dry.
20 years after it happened.
Yeah.
They retroactively, the hate and the greed in their heart reached back through the annals of time and caused, I believe it.
So I think it's safe to say that this podcast stance is anti-baby boomer.
Certainly, yeah.
Okay.
Fuck you, mom. Fuck you, dad.
Yeah, for sure. Like, how great would this country be if there were no baby boomers?
What would happen if all the baby boomers just disappeared right now?
That's a fucking movie.
I feel like it'd start off like a party, like we did it, like kids rule. Even though we're like in our 20s, but
well, yeah, because it'd be like
it'd be children on the corn, but like good.
The whole world would become the Nickelodeon Toys R Us shopping spree. Yeah. Like kids rule. But it would also be awesome because it'd be the big help too. You know, we'd all be pitching in. Oh my god, dude! Saving the environment, helping others.
Do you think that the world? Let's just say United States. Would the United States be net positive or negative if that happened?
Net positive.
I think so too.
100%.
I feel the same way.
Baby boomers are terrible.
Yeah, but like there'd still be some like we'd fuck it up some we'd fuck up some things.
Well, yeah, it's like you can't get rid of mosquitoes because
it wouldn't be that
because the birds eat the mosquitoes and the birds are where we get eggs.
Right, sure. But yeah, it'd be something like we crash all the trains. You know, like something like that.
Oh, because only baby boomers know how to drive trains.
Right. But everyone, there's no more racism or something. Like it wouldn't be that obviously because there's still like mad idiots from my high school that are racist. But whatever.
They'd be easier to tackle though.
Yeah, because you don't feel as bad.
Yeah, yeah. It feels bad to tackle just an
old person,
clothesline an old dude
just down the steps at a movie theater.
I honestly can't think of one negative thing that would happen if we got rid of every single baby boomer.
No, I mean there would be bad stuff.
Name one. You can't. You can't.
We'd probably get by. Like it'd be like touch and go for like a week, and then we'd be like, we figured out.
Yeah. After we mourn the loss of our loved ones,
some of us, sure,
everything's awesome.
Right. It's like,
we're free.
Right, bridges still work, and
we launch all of their bodies into space, into the sun.
Oh, I just assumed they disappeared.
No, they dropped dead. So we do have to clean up a lot of baby boomer bodies.
Baby boomer bodies.
Yeah, Trey B.
Rubber baby body boomers. What is it? I don't know. But yeah, what would we do with the bodies? Do you think
we would put them in a spaceship and launch them at the sun?
We'd launch them into the edge of the galaxy, past Pluto, and
we would put them in a ship that we would use to divert the path of a meteor that was crashing into the Earth,
so that even in death they still have a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Finally, useful.
That's gonna be crazy when that happens in our lifetime.
It won't. It's not. It won't. Unless I was looking this up the other day, actually.
Yeah, I know it won't. It won't. But
unless something crazy happened, where like, oh shit, we just didn't see this one.
Right.
Which, the way classifications work, there's like a 1 through 10 scale, and basically nothing's ever gotten above like a 2, which is like, this meteor, like a 2 is still like, this won't hit the Earth ever, and even if it did, it'd be 1,000 years from now. So it's like, oh, okay, well, that's not a thing.
Yeah. And even if it did, it would only wipe out
like a suburb.
Right. Yeah.
Like a petting zoo would get hit. Yeah. Like, oh no, the cats. Who would save the cats from this? This house. I feel like we're gonna find a planet with water and life, like in our solar system. Like not our solar system, but you know what I mean? Like within like a 6-month travel in like the next 2 years. Like I feel like that we keep finding more and more like, oh, this place has water and like I just saw a picture where there was like a crab on Mars.
Oh, well.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I mean it's not, but yeah.
But no one's saying it's not though. People are like, that's a crab, and the scientists are going, I don't know. Like my mouth is closed.
How fucking awesome would it be?
It turns out this whole time there was just
the government just knows like they're aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are Bigfoots.
There are Bigfoots. Yeah, they live on Mars and they came here.
There are Goatmans.
Right.
There are Mothmans.
There
are the Lake Champlain monsters. There are Flatwoods beasts. Yes, there are skunk apes.
Yes, there are narwhals. Yes, there are giant squid. Yes, there are kangaroos.
Okapis. Yes, there are capybaras. Yes, they are the world's largest rodent.
That day will never come. What state are we talking about? Kansas. Let's get to it.
Official language English, Demonym Kansan.
Mm-hmm.
Capital?
Kansas City, baby.
Topeka, Kansas. Topeka. Largest city? I wanna
rock.
Wichita.
Was that a song?
I come around and we couldn't hold me back.
Wichita. Yeah, right. 7 Nation Army.
Yep.
I got you.
Area, rank 15th. Population 34th.
Sure.
That feels right.
Mm-hmm.
Median household income, $50,177. 25th. They're right in the middle.
Good for them.
Highest point, Mount Sunflower.
Ooh.
Lowest point, Verdigris River at the Oklahoma border.
The Oklahoma burger.
Welcome
to Oklahoma burger. What will be your burger?
one Oklahoma burger, please.
Okay, you want that sunflower sized?
No, thank you.
Okay, pull on to third window.
Okay, what about the first two?
They're painted on. They're not real.
Abbreviation KS. Website kansas.gov. State amphibian.
What? They have amphibians?
Yeah. Barred tiger salamander.
Okay.
Bird, western meadowlark. Flower, wild sunflower.
Okay.
We get it.
Yeah, I love them.
Grass, little blue stem.
Oh, little blue stems.
Insect, western honeybee.
Sure.
Mammals, American bison.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
That
was a fucking get.
Yeah, good for them.
Reptile, ornate box turtle.
That's cute.
Hello. Tree, Planus cottonwood. Motto, ad astra per aspera.
Mm-hmm.
Soil, Harney silt loam.
Okay.
Unofficial. State song. Are you ready?
What is it?
Home on the Range.
Oh man, that's tight.
That's a good one.
That's really
and
good.
their route marker for the highway is a number inside of a sunflower.
That's pretty
They're
cool.
going a little hard on this, but I like how unique that is.
They got a theme. Home on the Range. That's awesome.
Pretty tight.
Yeah.
Kansas is a U.S. state located in the Midwestern United States. It's named after the Kansa Native American tribe, which inhabited the area. The tribe's name is often said to mean people of the wind or people of the south wind or people of the still air.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay, yeah, because it feels like we're getting some, it's this or the opposite of this.
I think Minnesota was like
clear water
or cloudy water.
Right.
Come on. No, it can't. Although it was probably not the term's original meaning. So we just made that up.
Well, because we massacred all of them and they were like,
what did Kansas mean?
Yeah.
Windy.
Right.
Okay.
Perfect. Let's get the sunflowers in.
Residents of Kansas are called Kansans. For thousands of years, what is now Kansas was home to numerous and diverse Native American tribes. Okay.
Thousands of years. It feels false. Feels false. When did we get Native Americans? When did indigenous tribes move to America?
Thousands of years ago.
Okay, never mind. It checks out. like in my head, it was like not thousands of years. I mean, I guess it was.
It has to be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Earth's only 6,000 years old, so
if Jesus came to the United States immediately after, but between the time he was crucified and resurrected,
right? Well, that would have been thousands of years ago.
Yeah,
you're right. Good call.
Tribes in the eastern part of the state generally lived in villages along the river valleys. Tribes in the western part of the state were semi-nomadic. How crazy would that be to be nomadic? That's fucking bonkers.
Feels pretty cool. Just like, yeah, I have a tent and I have a spear.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's jive.
And hunted large herds of bison. Kansas was first settled by European Americans in the 1830s, but the pace of settlement accelerated in the 1850s in the midst of political wars over the slavery issue.
The slavery issue.
That's a crazy way to word that.
Right.
Just say slavery?
Right. The slavery issue.
Yeah, it makes it sound like,
yeah.
Well, yeah, they kind of blew it out of proportion.
The Sports Illustrated slavery issue. So sexy.
When it was officially opened, well, it feels like calling the Civil War the War of Northern Aggression.
Right.
It's like, no.
It
feels bad. When it was, like, what, where it's like, what to do with the Japanese problem.
Well, what was it? Didn't they call it something like that? It was like the question, the Indian problem or the Indian question or something like that. Wasn't that what they called it before they did the Trail of Tears? Yeah. The final solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it was officially opened to settlement by the U.S. government in 1854, abolitionist free staters from New England and pro-slavery settlers from neighboring Missouri rushed to the territory to determine whether Kansas would become a free state or a slave state. Oh, interesting.
Because we're getting right up on this, this tension between the states.
The abolitionists eventually prevailed.
Hell yeah.
And on January 29th, 1861, Kansas entered the Union as a free state.
Bleeding Kansas.
What's that?
That's a term that just popped in my head that I learned in AP U.S. history. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but I believe it refers to that sort of thing where the abolitionists were fighting against the slave people, not the people of slaves, but the slaving...
the slave people.
And it was just like a fucking, like a brouhaha, like bloody Kansas. There was that U2 song about it.
Kansas, bloody Kansas. After the Civil War, the population of Kansas grew rapidly when waves of immigrants turned the prairie into farmland. Today, Kansas is one of the most productive agricultural states, producing high yields of corn, wheat, sorghum, and sunflowers. We know.
Yeah, sorghum capital of the world. Jeez.
Kansas is the 15th most extensive and 34th most populous of the 50 states. I love that they put it at the end.
Yeah. It's like, here's all the meat, and just wrap up in a little bow. Here's that.
I feel like I hear... So... Our friend of the show, friend of us, Patrick Bodenhausen.
Mm-hmm. I've heard of him.
He's from Kansas.
Kansas City.
Oh, he's from Missouri, right?
Yeah. So I do have friends from Kansas.
Fuck that fool. Yeah, Harrison George.
Not friend of the show.
Not friend of me.
Friend of nobody, actually. I don't think anyone likes him.
He's a real loner.
Real piece of shit.
He's from Kansas, and I feel like he often...
He's very high on Kansas. Because Kansas is like the Bernie Sanders of states.
I don't think that's true at all.
In that, no one wants to support Kansas or assumes, Kansas is not worth supporting. But then you find out, you know what, this whole time it was.
I think you're wrong. Because I feel like a lot of times, even Harrison will post stuff like, here's a fucked up shitty thing Kansas did.
Well, sure. I mean, just like any other state that's in the South or whatever that's built its cities on the backs of indigenous people and slaves, and you're gonna have some school shootings or some mass murders or just good old American
shootings
traditions. Yeah.
It's weird that we live in the Midwest.
Oh yeah, I guess we do.
I was like riding my bike to work the other day, like through a city,
right?
And I was like, it just like washed over me. First of all, I was looking around.
Right.
Every single car. This isn't super related, but it all kind of happened in the same moment. It was like every single car had one person in it,
sure,
which is insane that like there are thousands of cars on the road and they all just have one person.
Yeah, that drives me crazy.
And they're SUVs and all.
Right, huge, yeah.
But then also it was like, this is a giant city in the middle of nowhere.
Right. Well, the cattle trails from like Texas or whatever used to end here.
This is a crazy thing. I saw this thing. Someone took like a map of the United States and basically put like bacteria food at each of the major cities.
Sure.
And then put bacteria on the map, and the paths that the bacteria took lined up like exactly with our highways.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So like the most efficient.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
It's really crazy.
That is cool. So we're a disease on the land and need to be eradicated.
Yeah.
I saw
The Happening. Is that what it was called?
The Happening? I don't know.
The M. Night Shyamalan movie with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, right.
Was it called The Happening?
The Shining?
The Willowing. The Happening. I think it was called The Happening.
It was The Happening.
But that makes me think of like a stupid artsy fartsy thing.
It's like the Earth
it's a happening.
Oh, sure.
Theater is everywhere.
Right. Spontaneous street performance. The Happening.
Smoking kills. Boom, boom, boom.
Everyone wearing a body bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Walking, like legs exposed to walking, marching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The Happening. I don't know. I'm just saying we're a disease and need to be eradicated. The baby boomers need to. Let's get back to that.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're a baby boomer and you're listening, please kill yourself. Then tweet us at dilettanteball, DILETTANTEBALL
#Doom to Boom.
Real man of genius. Yeah.
Here's to you, Mr. Elastic Socks, distributor or whatever the fuck.
This has been a Peaches and Hot Sauce presentation.
Peaches. Hot Sauce. 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 Got your peaches. Got your hot sauce.